Hey guys, let me know if you can hear me and what state you're from. We're gonna get rocking in 1 second. Let me know what state you're from. We'll get rocking in just a second, guys. Try to get everything connected. All right, guys, this is Mike with MrNoFluff.com. Thank you for letting me know on YouTube. Today, I'm going to be talking about the economic collapse news, but we're going to get started in just a few seconds. Before that, I'm going to go ahead and play some drums for you guys. I've been practicing really hard. Let's see what I got. And let me say, I don't have a teacher or a mentor, so that could be a big slowing point. I really don't know how to play this. I'm just joking around out here. But let's go ahead and get started because there's a lot of interesting and crazy news out there. The first thing is that for days now, if not months, we're having the stock market be in a turbulence. 1 day's up, 1 day's down. And this is happening month after month. And the reason it goes up is because the Fed lowers the interest rate over and over to boost the economy, okay? And the investors, which a lot of them I would speculate that are new, there are, what's called dumb money. And as soon as they see the numbers, interest rate go down, they go ahead and invest in the stock market. And that's why it keeps going up. But the pros, like Ray Dalio, like myself, reported in 2016, gold was the play, not stock market, not financial advice, okay? But we're seeing significant pain in the real estate market. We're seeing significant pain in the car industry. We're seeing significant pain in the farmer sectors. We're seeing significant pain in the manufacturing industry. We're seeing significant pain in debt throughout corporations, throughout city, locals, and federal and state, and even to the people. So there's a lot of debt going on. So there's a lot of pain going on, but it's not being televised. So what does this all mean? Now, before I break it down, before I forget, if you're new to real estate, or if you've already done real estate, but you're interested in getting into subject to investing, where you're buying houses, working with homeowners direct, and making the homeowners be your private lender, so you don't have to go to a bank, you don't have to use your credit, you don't need all the purchasing price, then you should definitely get into my revolutionary game that I've created, because it's a starting point for anyone that's interested into starting into real estate, or anyone that's interested into subject to investing. Now, it doesn't matter if you want to be a wholesaler, you want to be a fix and flipper, you want to be a landlord. If you can't implement this revolutionary game that I created called the new flip, then your odds of success as an entrepreneur, as in the real estate business, is very, very slim. So instead of spending hundreds and thousands of dollars going and getting into debt from a hard money lender, or putting it on your credit cards, or spending hours on YouTube or Facebook or forums and spending thousands of dollars going from seminar to seminar, my suggestion is to download the new flip, It's a revolutionary game that teaches you about the real estate business, how to buy houses at a deep discount. Plus, it teaches you how to do terms, which is basically subject to creative financing strategies, while it earns you money today. So it puts money into your pocket now while teaching you the ropes of real estate investing. It's called the new flip. You can get it right now at myrealestatedojo.com. We're having a flash sell on it. Normally is 500. You can get it right now for just 67 bucks. Okay, go to myrealestatedojo.com. It's called the new flips. It's game changing. But let's get back to the story. So we are having months and months of up and down. It started Christmas Eve of last year when the stock market crashed, biggest in one day since the 1930s. Now it's still coming around up and down. No matter what the president tries to do, no matter what the Fed tries to do, the only thing that cools off the flame is by lowering interest rate and lowering interest rate. We're at now at all-time low interest rate we ever had in the history of America. There's not much more we can go down besides in the negatives, which is negative interest rate. And what we're seeing in front of our eyes is where banks are going to pay us to get a loan when we want to borrow. But on the other hand, when we put our money into our savings, or we put our money into our checkings, now we have to pay them fees on top of the fees that we pay right now. For example, if you're paying monthly fees, if you're paying online banking, whatever fees you're paying, you're gonna have to now pay them a couple of percentage for them just to hold your money, for them just to safeguard your money, because that's what negative interest rate means. At one end, you're getting benefits. On the other hand, you're getting penalized. Okay, so that's what that means. Now, not financial advice, but let me ask you a question. Is your pension safe? Do you think your money that you have in the stock market is safe right now? Do you think that your retirement money is safe? Do you think that the money you have in your checkings or CD or money market, do you think those are safe? Okay, do you think so? Honestly, leave under your comment. I really want to hear, because some people say, Mike, well, if the banks crash, there's FDIC. And yes, there is FDIC if one bank crashes or two bank crashes, but not the too big to fail banks are all over America. If one of them goes or two of them goes, there's just no way. Well, what do I mean by that? Well, in the last crash, there was laws that were built in to allow bankers to take what's called capital control, to reach their dirty hands into your banking account and take your money because of them investing their money or investing your money incorrectly into risky things like the last crash. What the bankers did was mortgage-backed securities. What they're doing with derivatives, things that people don't even understand. The regular average person, or even if you have a master's or PhD, don't understand what a derivative is. How does it work? You have to be very, 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 PhD to understand what they are. They're so complex. So some people say, yes, my money is safe. I say, look, we just not, and I respect that. But I just showed you what happened in bank run number 2, which was happening in India. I just showed you what happened in Hong Kong. I brought to you guys what happened in Greece. Now, which leads me to the next point, which is your savings safe? Is your savings safe? Is the corporations and the bankers and the mortgage brokers, are they gambling with your money or with your savings? I don't know. I can't answer that. It's not financial advice. I'm not an attorney or CPA, but I'm just asking you. My opinion is that I don't know. I don't know. But from historically, bankers have been some of the greediest people out there. Okay, they try to do everything possible. And historically, including right now, the Fed is bailing out bankers by the tune of $75 billion per day. $75 billion per day. So why are they doing that? If the bankers did the right things, why are we bailing them out? It's not called bailout so far. It's not called printing money EQ, but what it's called is, repo where the Fed is printing out 75 billion a day, giving out to who knows what bankers, because the whole thing is a private cartel of elite, which is called the Federal Reserve. Now, what brings me to pensions is because right now one of the biggest company, GE, guys, these guys who do everything. I mean, they make washer and dryers, they lend out money. I mean, they're in some technology, they're in the medical field, they do so many different things. Okay, one of the biggest companies out there. Right now, they just put a freeze on their pensions for people that have been working there. Now they're wanting to collect their money, and the company's saying, no, we're not going to pay out because our numbers are wrong, or we're taking too much risk, or we've gotten too much debt, or whatever, that we paid our CEOs too much, or etc. Whatever the story may be, who knows? Okay. But they're freezing their pensions. And this is a big corporation, guys. This is not a little corporation. I'm saying, like, they're in multiple sectors. They're from lending to medical to not cars, appliances. I mean, everyone has a washer, a dryer, refrigerator. Some of them are GE. So if a big successful corporation like this is freezing their pensions, what do you think is going to be happening to Big Brother with all the what they call unfunded liabilities, like Social Security, like the firefighter pensions, the school teacher pensions? And that's why you see school teachers all over America, having civil unrest and, protesting, because, this is what's going to happen. Now, if the top corporations this is what's happening to them, then imagine what's going to happen to Big Brother, because Big Brother is the least efficient corporation out there, if you want to even call it, because everyone knows that everyone can get a better deal than Big Brother, because if they want to buy computers, they're going to pay more than everyone else will. So they're not an efficient organization. So they have so much what they call unfunded liabilities, and what's going to happen with that? Okay, and this is the beginning of the meltdown, and we're seeing one of the top companies freezing pensions. Are we going to see more of that throughout different industries? I believe so. Are we going to see that with firefighters and teachers? I believe so. Now, they may be getting their checks for the amount that we're told, but their check doesn't have any buying power, like Green Bernanke said from the Federal Reserve a couple of years ago in a meeting. Okay, Christopher Broker says, hey, what do you think about getting an apartment building subject to? Is it possible? And do you know anyone who has done one? And what do you think about becoming a commercial real estate agent, just selling apartment buildings? Okay, very, very good, Chris. We'll talk about that in a second. But just to quickly touch off subject 2. Guys, the subject 2 really happened because of the commercial sector. So, buying commercial property subject 2 is more traditional than single residential homes, what I do, because when you're dealing with multi-million dollars or billion-dollar facilities, a lot of people just are willing to just let other people just to do a RAFs or just take over their debt instead of getting new debt. Okay. And sometimes they don't have the clauses. Now, this is not, this is just my opinion. I'm not giving you financial advice, but good questions with that. Going back to the pensions, in this upcoming crash, and there's going to be so many people that are going to be hurting, guys. There's going to be so many people that are going to be hurting. And I mean, I just don't see how they're going to stop it. Okay, because they're printing so much money as we're speaking, and no one's talking about it. Like on CNN, NBC, they're talking about everything besides what's really important. They're talking about, like, hey, how Trump is bringing back the military, which is awesome. It's a great idea, dude. We don't need to be the police state of the world. Okay, I like that idea. But one of the reasons is because we're broke, dude. We are broke. I mean, like, how many countries are we in? Okay, I mean, we're just spending so much money. I mean, so we're broke. That's why we got to bring these. We're going to go belly up. Okay, we're having tariffs, we're having sanctions, we're having corporations are now loyal to America. I mean, GMC, Harley, Apple, these guys are not, to America. They just care about their bottom end, their profits. So if they cared, then they would have never left America to go to China to outsource their, call centers or outsource their production. It's all about profits for them. It's all about profits. That's what big corporations are. They're just big, massive machines that make a whole lot of money, and they only care about themselves. And today, the way laws are, they're just a human beings in a sense, and they have as much right as me and you, even though they don't exist. But they have so much money that they buy the Congress lawmakers through lobbyists and make things in their nature. That's why bankers have one of the best lobbyists in the industry. That's why pharmaceutical companies have one of the best lobbyists in the industry. Okay. It's big money making business, guys. If you're not investing to buy these politicians for dinners or whatever money you have to give them for them to vote in a certain way in your favor, then you can't compete. We're thinking is a free enterprise. We're thinking is it's a free capital, but it's not. Amazon didn't get what they got because they didn't get any government contracts. They got a bunch of government. They got CIA contracts. They got all kinds of contracts to be where they are. Google, Apple, they didn't get what they are because they didn't get government contract. Merchants of death, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, they didn't become what they are because they didn't get contracts from Big Brother. The elite banks, they're not getting bailout money in the last 2006. We bailed them out. I don't know if you guys remember. No one remembers this shit no more. They're not getting bailout money from all of us because, they're not friends with Big Brother. They're very friends. They paid for them with our money. And now they made new laws where they say, look, dude, we are going to, what we're going to do, or what we're going to do is we're going to allow the bankers just to take in your money in your bank if any crisis happens, and then you and me are going to be what's called unsecured creditors, which is pretty bogus considering there's our money that they're using to lend out. Pretty crazy stuff. All right. Now let's talk about oil prices, guys, because about 5 months ago, I predicted that oil prices are going to be going to $9. And right now, with what's going on with, Iran, Saudi Arabia, oil prices are going up. I mean, I saw some parts of California that are like almost $5, $4 and some change. And very, very soon, if we continue to have these sanctions, to have all this eliteness and separation from the world market, then we can see gas prices to be $9 in America, which is going to be crazy because the cost of food is all through trucking systems. It's going to be crazy. Diesel and gas going to be going up, guys. All right. Now let's talk about Bitcoin, guys. Bitcoin, just months ago was at 3,500. It shot up to almost $14,000, and today, when I was talking before I did this video, it was at 8,000 and some change. It was down a little bit to 7. Now it came back up. I think that Bitcoin is going to be the future. It's one of the coolest things to eliminate shady banks and shady corporations, to stop freezing. For example, if the employees of GE, when they signed a contract, they had set up what's called a smart contract on the Ethereum platform, they could have done and said, look, every paycheck I'm going to put this much in, and the business owner is going to put this much in, and for this many years. You could already pre-configure all that into that smart contract. And then what would happen is after those terms were completed, that smart contract would now release the money to the workers. So the workers would not be at the beg of the corporation. Can you please release our money? Please don't freeze our pensions. We work for this, right? Because it would eliminate that corporation, because they would be putting their money in an escrow, a smart contract, and with this, in the smart contract will be predefined things like, hey, they're going to get, I'm going to put this much, the business is going to put this much, we're going to do this for so many long, and the money's going to release, at this certain time. Okay, and then it would happen. There could be no stopping the smart contract. Could be no lawyers involved. There's no court. There's no suing. There's none of this stuff, and it's a great opportunity to not have some of these problems. Okay, another good thing is that cryptocurrencies allow, for example, Bitcoin is a public blockchain, so allows people to audit, for example, GE, and to see if they really have that much liquid, because they cannot be able to cook their books like they do now. That's what happened to the bank in India that basically took 90,000 people's banking accounts now are on capital control, because they spent their money and they created fake bogus accounts, and and they took their money and invested in risky real estate, which they've gone belly up. But if their books were on the public blockchain, anyone can audit it and say, oh shit, dude, these people don't have the liquidity they say they do. And that could go with, all kinds of pensions. That could go with the federal, the state, corporations. That all could put that stuff on a public blockchain. And, last but not least, when we have a separation of church and government, we had a lot of less killings. When we have a separation of finances from government, we're going to have a lot more freedoms and liberty for everyone, and less inflation, less wars, less welfare, because our money value would not be going diluted. We wouldn't have to spend more and more. Like a car back in the 70s may cost $5,000. Today, that same car may cost $40,000. That's because of the Fed monetary policies, guys. Monetary policy, which is to raw from me and you, dude. To raw from me and you. I don't know how to say it. I've been saying it for quite a while now, guys. If you have any questions or comments, leave it below. Okay. I got a comment here regarding the new flip. Yeah, guys. The gentleman said, what's included in the new flip? On the new flip, you're basically getting a revolutionary game which teaches you how to make money today, learn about the real estate business with only $100 startup capital. Now you can lose your $100. You can 2x it, 5x it, which means you can put $100 in, make 500. Put $100 in, make 200. Okay, but you could also lose your money. The whole game teaches you about investing without you getting into debt, without you putting onto your credit card, without you getting into debt, hundreds and thousands of dollars. Simply put, if you cannot do the new flip successfully and make money out of it, your odds of being a real estate investor is pretty low, because the new flip, even though it's not real estate, okay, it's a parallel of real estate investing. It teaches you how to find deals. It teaches you how to negotiate, how to follow up, how to structure deals, how to inspect the property, how to talk to sellers, how to build report, the whole aspect, how to talk to the buyers, the sellers, the whole aspect of entrepreneurship, real estate investing, without, again, putting hundreds and thousands of dollars. Now, real estate investing is very, very complex. The new flip is very, very simple. Now, it's very complex. I made it very simple. I've given you a manual, which is basically like a franchise. You just follow the instructions, just copy and paste. You don't have to think. You just follow the instructions. Okay. Well, you have to think, but you know what I mean. Follow the instructions. You also get a video training, and then you also get a 40-page written book by me that talks about the whole aspect of it together. Normally, I sell it for $500. Right now, you can get it for $67 or $69. I can't remember, somewhere around there. Okay. There's a limited amount of books left, so hurry. Don't wait around. One other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is that right now you can go to myrealestatedojo.com and you can save a lot of money, guys. I'm about to have a baby, and we're doing major deals on my website. Okay. Chris Broker says, do you think the new crash, if it happens, will be as bad as the 2008? Do you think the people who Real estate will be hurting if the crash happens in the near future. Chris, that's a really good question. He says that, do you think that people who are over leveraged on real estate will be hurting in the near future? Absolutely. Okay. And there's going to be two types of people that are going to be hurting. There's going to be real estate investors. Man, I mean, there's so many investors that I know that are buying properties with no fucking money. They're leveraged out. They're putting on their credit cards. They are getting from hard money lending. They are putting on their own social security number, and they're just over leveraged. Okay, so once the crash is already here, in my opinion, not financial advice, but very soon these people are going to be very, very upside down. They're going to be hurting like crazy. They're going to be highly motivated people. Which why I call it subject to heaven. 2019 subject to heaven. Okay. Now there's also be a whole different type of audience, which I call retail. So there's gonna be investors that went to these seminars, they got really indebted, and now they're in trouble. Okay. And then there's gonna be what I call retail. Retail is, someone that has a wife and kid, a dog, or a couple of kids and a couple of dogs, and this is their dream home. They bought a house 6 months ago. They bought a house a year ago. They bought a house 3 years ago. They bought a house 5 years ago. And now the asset has popped and they don't have any equity. And worst case, they may even have no equity, marginal equity, or negative equity. But here's a great news for me, okay? As a buy and hold guy, as a passive cash flow income guy, it's great news for me because I don't care that the house may have negative equity. I don't care if the house may have marginal equity or it may have 10-15% equity. Now, let me go before I go any further. I love to buy houses at a deep discount. Again, at a deep discount, but not every situation is going to be a deep discount situation. So some situations, like 2019 for me, there's going to be a lot of motivated sellers that are retail, and they're going to have marginal equity, zero equity, or negative equity. But here's a catch for me. In 2019, 2018, 2017, we had the ultra low interest rates that we never had in the history of America, which makes the interest rate almost 0%, which for me, these houses are going to cash flow like crazy. So to answer your question, Chris, there's going to be two types of motivated sellers in 2019, which is retail that bought homes in the past year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and they're going to start really realizing, oh shit, I paid too much for this house. I know a lot of real estate agents in California and other parts were suggesting to their clients that they should pay over the asking price. Now, I know a lot of them on my Facebook that said that, and I said, oh my God, I hope people hire better real estate agents, okay? So there's going to be two types of motivated sellers in this economic crash. Retail that bought homes and then going to realize, oh shit, they're upside down. And then investors that try to do fix and flips, investors that bought rental properties, investors that just brand new, and they just went to like these seminars and they told them to do velocity loans, or they try to tell them to do hard money lending, and they're paying all these high points, or they went and got, bought properties at retail price and they just got a loan because the bank was just giving loans out right now, right? And they're gonna see, oh shit, man, my house has no equity. I'm like, holy fucked up. And so these sellers are gonna be motivated as well. So we're gonna have types of motivated sellers. But thanks for asking, man. You got some questions? Okay, someone was asking about profit sharing. Yeah, I still have the profit sharing, guys. If you're interested, we meet every Saturday. I had a gentleman that just came to our profit sharing last week, and he had first meeting, he was like, wow, dude, this shit is so good. And because, yeah, it is good, because I do it out of love. There's no sales pitches. We're here to do a deal. So if you want me to hold your hand, you want to work with me, doesn't matter if you're in California, doesn't matter if you're in Houston, doesn't matter if you're in New York, New Jersey. I got students everywhere. If you want to work with me, I'll work with you. We can do 9 deals together. Go to profitsharing.mrnofluff.com, profitsharing.mrnofluff.com, or just go to My Real Estate Dojo, guys. MyRealEstateDojo.com is where my main site is. Check out there. PK Pax says, what's up, man, from Toronto, man? Hey, what's going on, brother? I got a couple of family members, a couple of cousins in Toronto, man. It's really cold up there. What's the weather out there right now? Okay, very cool. I think Chris has some more questions. And should I start to invest now in real estate, or a crash is it supposed to going to happen? Chris, I'm not a financial advisor. I can't tell you what to do, my man. So you got to figure that out. You got to think for yourself, man. My channel, my job here, what it is to spark ideas to you guys, tell it how it is, where other people are not telling it to you. Like the news is not telling to you that they're printing so much money or they're focusing on all the other shit out there. And my job is to help you think for yourself. So you got to think for yourself, man. Stop asking people, what should you do? Fucking think for yourself, brother. You know what I mean? Think for yourself, dude. Okay. Damn, man. K-Pax is 20 cc's. Yeah. Thanks, man. Thanks for bringing me back to the track. K-Pax, gold and silver, guys. Gold and silver. Just in 2016, guys. Beginning of 2016, I came out and I publicly said, man, the move 2016 and forward is now real estate, because we're at the top of the market, but it was gold. Everyone was laughing at me, dude. Everyone said, "Oh, you're crazy," blah blah blah. And ounces of gold was 1,100 bucks. Today is 1,500 plus. Now we had a little bit go up and come back down, but roughly it's 1,500 bucks, guys. It's a little bit over than that. When I checked today, it was like 1,505 or 1,507. But man, 1,100, 1,500, that's 300 in just a couple of years, guys. 2 years. As Ray Galileo said, but I was ahead of him about 2 years ahead, guys. Gold is the play, and we'll see. I don't have a crystal ball, but the way the Fed is printing money, the way they're bailing out bankers, what we're seeing in Hong Kong, there's civil unrest. People can't pay their bills. People can't get the jobs they should be able to get with the level of education they have. What we see in France with the yellow vest, what we're seeing in Iraq right now. Again, people are tired. They can't pay their bills, guys, because wars, destruction, inflation. All the refugees because of wars. All that stuff plays into that, dude. Taxes, the whole system. So, as my man says, gold's going to be the play, man. Gold is going to be the play. Okay. Gold is going to be the play. My man says, Don Tola. I'm sorry if I can't pronounce the name. Says you can't control greed, and that's exactly right. Because on my last stream, someone asked me, Mike, what are you doing to protect yourself? And I told you guys in a couple other streams that I did what's called a triangle. Okay, I did a triangle. Okay, one aspect is that real estate investing for cash flow, because like I said, when the markets tank, a lot of people are going to be upside down. So it's going to be hard to buy houses at 60 cents on a dollar. There'll be deals out there, but the typhoon is not going to be in those categories. It's going to be terms. So I'm going to be getting cash flow from deals. The other section of the triangle is gold and silver. I believe that gold and silver are going to go up. Now, as he said, you can't control greed. I can't control the bankers. Okay, I don't know what they're going to do. I can't control the corporations. I can't control Big Brother printing money, going to war, constantly bombing people. I can't control any of that stuff. I can't control the printing of the money. So that's why I hedge myself against that. Okay, now if the whole thing goes to bust and the whole dollar breaks, then the new system, which is going to be Bitcoin, then I'm also investing in that. So I've done basically a triangle, guys. Okay, old school, and new school. If the Fed is able to keep the wrecking train or wrecking airplane from not crashing, the things comes back alive. The patient continues, the heart to keep beating. Then the play is real estate. If the patient starts having seizures, is in deep trouble, goes in coma, then gold's going to be the play and silver is going to be playing. We're already seeing that happen, right? At one point, I'm going to exit, okay? And if whole shit, the patient just dies, right? And we go off to a whole new monetary system where we divorce the state and we have, Bitcoin decentralized, no one owns, there's no corporation, there's no sovereign nation that owns it, and the world decides to go that way. But then my top of my triangle right there, right, is the B guys, right? So this is the way I have protected myself. Someone asked the other day, how are you protecting yourself, guys? I'm not buying gold now. I did it back in 2016, guys, and I did a video about it for you guys when it was $1,100, not today. If you guys have any questions, leave a comment. I'll be happy to help you guys out. Someone says, why do I think is subject to investing? Okay. Someone says, why do I think it's subject to investing? Heaven is now. I mean, guys, I forecasted this in 2016 for you guys. Go back to my YouTube channel. I've got so many videos. Why do I think it's going to be a subject to heaven? Well, interest rates are going to be an all-time low. The demand for rents is going to go up as they've been going up. There's going to be two types of motivated audience, investors and retail people. And on top of that, you have the original OG motivated pool, the motivated pool, which is like divorces, death in the family, fire, house doesn't pass inspection. So you have the original motivation pool that's around. If the economy is going up, economy is going sideways, economy is going down, that pool is always there. So when the economy is going up and everything's good, there's still motivated sellers out there, guys. There's always motivated sellers out there. Okay. Give me 1 second, guys. My battery's about to die. If you have any questions, leave a comment. You guys, I'm just trying to charge up. My man asking, well, what do I think about Las Vegas? Man, I think Las Vegas is going to be a gold mine in this upcoming crash that we're already in right now. Las Vegas is a place where there's going to be a lot of deals that are going to be 50 cents on a dollar or 60 cents on a dollar, because there are so many people there that have money, that have their houses paid off because they're coming from California. Okay, so Las Vegas, it is kind of like a gold mine, in my opinion, not financial advice, because there are so many people from California that own homes there that are free and clear that there's going to be deals that investors can buy at 60 cents on a dollar, even in the meltdown. Other parts of the country, there's not going to be that much homes that have equity. I mean, if you really think about it, in America, there's only like 30% of people that own their house free and clear. Okay, now that is getting less because of reverse mortgages. Okay, way less, because bankers are now hitting up people and say, look, dude, why don't we buy your house at 60 cents or 70 cents on a dollar, and we'll start giving you money now. You don't have to move out. So that's what the people are doing, guys. All right. Chris, you're welcome, brother. Someone asked me, what's my cryptos? What cryptos do I like? Okay. Now, before I go into it, guys, I want to remind you guys that I'm having a flash sale at my website at My Real Estate Dojo. You can have some of my top selling classes, courses, books right now at a major discount. I highly recommend go checking it out, myrealestatedojo.com. Someone said, well, what kind of cryptocurrencies do I like? Well, when I was first starting out and I was a rookie, I bought a bunch of shit coins, and then guess what, dude? I lost a lot of money, right? So as I learned my lesson, I learned by losing money. Like, I learned real estate by losing money. I learned how to be an entrepreneur, start a moving company, start a car wash business, start a computer business, you name it, real estate brokerage, by losing money, guys. I learned everything by losing, unfortunately, to learn. And that's normal. You have to fail. A lot of people don't want to fail. I mean, like, just the other day, I spent a lot of money and I failed at it. It hurt. It sucked, right? I don't want to fail. I don't want to put my hand on the burner and burn and keep doing it again. But what can you do, dude? What can you do? I mean, but if you want to be your dreams, you got to still get up and continue doing it. right? You got to get up and continue doing it. So going back to the story, now I've learned that, Bitcoin is the play for me, right? I still have those shit coins. I got a lot of money in shit coins all over, from like Ethereum. I don't think that's that much of a shit coin. From Litecoin to, Neo to, I got Monero, guys. I have a variety of different stuff. I can't remember all their name. I have stuff that lost so much money, like Salt. I have stuff that gone belly up that I invested in. But again, my play from 2019 going forward is going to be 99%, if not 90% Bitcoin only, because I've learned my lesson that all the shit coins don't matter because corporations own them or someone owns them. And the reason I want cryptos is the sovereignty of myself, and I don't want to believe and trust PayPal or believe and trust some banker or some stable coin or some Neo or EOS. Even though I have all this stuff, I'm not dissing on them, but I don't want to do that anymore. I just want to stay with Bitcoin. But I haven't sold my stack. I still keep huddling. Maybe someday these shit coins will hit up. Maybe some days they'll go zero up. Again, if it goes up, hallelujah. If not, I learned my lesson. I share with you guys, and hopefully you guys can learn from my mistakes, guys. See what other questions we got. You guys have any questions about anything, go ahead and ask it. I'll help you guys out. Okay, I got a question. Someone asked about the Academy, guys. The Academy is where I take in my best classes and I package them up. Plus, I've given you monthly coaching for ultra low price, just $67 a month. You get access to 16 of my best-selling courses, plus coaching for just the ultra low price. This is what I call the bargain. This is the lowest thing I can do, where I can meet with you, I can shake your hand and get to know each other while being able to cover all the cost of business. So $67, you get coaching, you get all my classes. Get more information about it on myrealestatedojo.com or go to the academy.mrnofluff.com. Okay. But let's see what Bitcoin is at, guys. If you have any questions, let me know. Okay, so I'm not going to answer this question. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Click the like button. Let me know what state you're in. And don't forget, guys, download the new Flip. Go check out my website. Support this channel by supporting yourself. And then, guys, start where you stand, man. Don't just sit around and think about it and watch TV. Take some action, dude. And think for yourself. Peace.